Hello everyone, let us continue our discussion of the preliminaries. In this video, we will look at the conjugate functions. Let us consider an extended real valued function f. The conjugate of f is given by f star of y equal to supremum over all x in v of inner product x comma y minus f of x. Although I have written the supremum here, I could as well write maximum, because as we discussed in the previous video that we will consider both supremum and maximum to be the same. In the last video we also saw the result that pointwise supremum or maximum of a function that is closed and convex is also closed and convex. To apply that result here, you need to recognize that there are two kinds of variables in this objective. The variable with respect to which it is being maximized, which is x here, and the variable that occurs on the left hand side, which is y here. You can maximize over any set, that is x can be in any set, but the objective function must be convex with respect to y. This is clearly the case since the objective is affine in y. Therefore, we are essentially taking the pointwise maximum of a bunch of affine functions or lines. As a result, it follows that f star y would be convex in y regardless of what f is. In general, however, f star need not be proper. For instance, if f of x is minus x square, you can see that the supremum will always be infinity. So f star will always be infinity, or in other words, its domain will be empty. However, if f is proper closed convex, then f star is also proper closed convex. So again, we have this complicated form where the function is specified as a solution of an optimization problem. But as earlier, most of the properties of f star will follow from the properties of f and that of the maximization operation. You might also notice the similarity with the dual norm. There is in fact a link between conjugate functions and dual norms, and we will explore it shortly. But first, let us take a look at an example. Let us try to find the conjugate of an indicator function. The conjugate is given by the maximization of inner product of x comma y minus the indicator function of calligraphic x. Note that the indicator function may be infinity whenever x is outside calligraphic x. Therefore, we are maximizing a function which is minus infinity at some points. The objective function is minus infinity at some points. Since any real number would be greater than minus infinity, it suffices to restrict ourselves to the domain of calligraphic x for this maximization. So the problem can equivalently be written as maximization over all x in calligraphic x of the inner product of x comma y. We have removed the indicator function because it is 0 whenever x is in the domain of the indicator function, that is calligraphic x. I would just remark that this process where we removed the minus indicator function and instead imposed a constraint that x belongs to calligraphic x will be extensively used throughout this course. For minimization problems also, the plus indicator function can be exchanged with the same constraint that x belongs to calligraphic x. Likewise, if we have a constraint and we want to write the problem as unconstrained, we can similarly define the indicator function and move it to the objective. It would be the plus indicator if it is a minimization problem and minus indicator if it is a maximization problem. So finally, we have this problem: maximize inner product of x comma y over all x in calligraphic x. Now the solution would of course depend on the calligraphic x. This is defined as the support of the set calligraphic x. To get more intuition on the support of the function, let us take a simple example. Let us try to calculate the support function of the set a unit norm ball. It is given by maximum of inner product between x and y over all x whose norm is less than or equal to 1. This is nothing but the dual norm of y. So to summarize, the support function of a norm ball, which is also the conjugate of the indicator function of the norm ball, is the dual norm. So if possible, please try to remember this result because we will need it later on. Let us take another example where the function is given by half L2 norm squared plus the indicator function. Let us write down the definition of the conjugate function as the maximum of inner product x comma y minus half norm of x square minus the indicator function of calligraphic x. Next, we again use the trick we saw in the previous example, that is exchanging the minus indicator function with the constraint on x. So the conjugate is given by maximum over all x in calligraphic x of x comma y minus half norm of x square. Now to solve this problem, observe that the objective function is quadratic in x, so it might help if we try to complete the squares. For that, we need to add and subtract half norm of y square so as to obtain half norm of y square minus half norm of x minus y square. Here we can take half norm of y square outside the maximization operation, because for the purposes of maximization, y is already given. We are maximizing over x. Further, we are maximizing the negative of the quantity, so equivalently we can minimize that quantity. In fact, the maximum value of minus half norm x minus y square will be equal to the negative of the minimum value of half norm x minus y square. So the problem becomes that of finding an x in calligraphic x such that the distance between x and a given y is minimum possible. Equivalently, we are trying to find x in calligraphic x that is closest to y. Such a point is actually called the projection of y on the set calligraphic x. So the conjugate function becomes half norm of y square minus half norm projection of y onto calligraphic x minus y whole square, where the projection of y onto calligraphic x is the point x in calligraphic x that is closest to y. The argmin operator returns the value of x that actually minimizes the objective function. So this example allowed us to demonstrate the projection operation. Pictorially, suppose calligraphic x is this set and y is outside this set. Then the projection of y onto calligraphic x would be this point on the boundary of calligraphic x. On the other hand, what if y was already inside this set? In that case, the projection will be y itself. So the projection of a point that is outside the set is at the boundary of the set, while that of a point that is inside the set is the point itself. So with this, we are done with the discussion on convex sets and functions. So that is all for this video. In the next video, we will look at concepts of Lagrange duality.